Hello viewers, after a break of about 3 months, we are back with the Kashmir University Video Digest Quest. Since the September 6, 2014, the quest was off the air as Doordarshan television studio at Srinagar was badly affected by floods. Fortunately, the university campus was not directly impacted, but the devastating floods affected almost every part of the life in Kashmir. The breakdown of communication networks, especially television studio, resulted in suspending the broadcast of weekly video digest program Quest. Minor floods have been routine in Kashmir. In the countryside of South Kashmir, River Jhelum shows its ferocious face almost every year when it drains loads of water from the hills. But the September deluge caused unprecedented devastation and ruined almost half of the Kashmir, including Srinagar city, the heart of the valley. Kashmir University, like many other organizations, showed a unique character of helping the flood-affected families in many ways. On 7 September, when flood waters entered Srinagar city, the university established a camp for the flood-affected victims that hosted up to 3,000 people. The university's faculty, officers, non-teaching staff, students and scholars combined together to run the camp for the flood-affected victims. They provided food and shelter to the victims for over 2 weeks. The volunteers made sure that the flood-affected victims feel comfortable when most of the valley was submerged. The volunteers worked round the clock and at times didn't sleep. University community and students from campus, especially hostel boarders, played a crucial role in shaping and nourishing flood relief camp in a proper manner. The students of neighboring NIT were also provided shelter in the relief camp established by the university. As soon as the semblance of normalcy returned, the university resumed its academic activities, but Quest remained off for want of broadcast time on D-Day. During this period, number of activities took place in the university. In today's program, we show you the highlights of various events. Professor Khurshid Iqbal Andrabi took over as the new Vice-Chancellor of University. Professor Andrabi has a doctorate from Postgraduate Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, Chandigarh, and a postdoctoral training from Tufts University, Medical School, Boston. Apart from that, he completed his post-graduation from Harvard Medical School, Boston. During his stay in USA, Professor Andrabi worked with Professor Joseph Avrich, a pioneer in the field of signaling biology, with discovery of insulin receptor phosphorylation to his credit, and collaborated with 1992 Nobel laureate Professor Edwin G. Krebs in understanding protein kinase CKII regulation. Professor Andrabi has a distinction of being appointed as the first Dean Research of University. Before that, Professor Andrabi served in capacity of chairman in Department of Biotechnology for more than 9 years. The Biotechnology Department is considered among the top 10 institutions in India. After assuming the charge, Professor Andrabi held an interaction with various faculty members and the officers of the administration of the varsity in his official chamber. During the interaction, Professor Andrabi impressed upon the teaching faculty that he is looking forward to a healthy cooperation from the stakeholders of the university for the overall benefit of the student community. Later, Kashmir University Teachers Association held a function in the honor of the new VC, wherein they appraised Professor Andrabi upon the challenges that they face.
Kashmir University Teachers Association has worked very hard to have a Vice-Chancellor who is an internal candidate. We submitted our standpoint vehemently and vividly before the search committee and could convince them as to why QTA demands a Vice-Chancellor who must be an internal candidate. We had arguments and counter-arguments with them. After meeting the search committee, QTA met the Chief Minister of the state and ministry concerned numberless times, and could, by the grace of Almighty Allah, prevail upon them in terms of having a Vice-Chancellor who is preferably an internal candidate.
My being in the office of the Vice Chancellor has actually brought you closer in defining our own agenda for growth and development of this university. It all rests on your shoulders, how you want to shape this university. You just let me know and I will comply. I am more than convinced that most of us do our jobs very honestly and dedicatedly. I would like also to thank all those who somehow happen to like me, and of course all those who have a reason or two not to like me, because I personally believe that criticism, as long as it stays constructive, is a good medicine for health. I thank you very much for this honor and felicitation. As I said, I hope and pray that all of us come together in defining this university where it actually belongs. A couple of things I want to make is that most of the times, people who spend day in and day out in the prospect of this university, in terms of their academic ventures or in terms of their research endeavors, remain lost and have never been identified. I promise you that I will put a mechanism in place to have them respected, honored in a manner they deserve.
Ultimate purpose, goal of this university is quality education, quality research. And is this statute facilitating that, or it is an impediment towards that? This is very important. So you should write on the file and you should guide your officers what should be done.
The spirit with which we look at this arrangement and the respect we extend to this partnership actually signifies the health of the institution. This goes in accordance with natural principles that a healthy body basically is a contribution of a concerted effort by all individual organs, exactly analogous to various administrative units you run and manage. I must put it on record that I really appreciate the efforts put in by all officers in the most torrid times this university has faced. I do not doubt anybody's competence, but it's about time we stop for a health check. While I really am sure and confident and have faith in everybody's competence, the competence does not necessarily restrict to your ability to write, to your ability to articulate, to your ability to manage the office. It goes far beyond that.
Keeping the flood in mind, the university as a social institution felt a responsibility in seeking answers why Valley got deluged. Many brainstorming functions were organized in which members from across tables discussed and debated about the floods. Here's a look at some of these events.
On 5th of September, I went on air through Doordarshan. I gave an advisory to the people in case of excess water or in case of floods, what are do's and what are don'ts, what we should do and what we should not do. On 6th morning, every paper we had issued advisory through print media across Kashmir that what Directorate of Health expects people to do during this time.
There has the constructions done in the last 2-3 years, particularly the forensic lab in Bemina, State Board of School Education, and the entire lane which is on the right side of bypass when you come from, say, Parimpura towards this. All these buildings are made, or these are government agencies, these are government institutions, and these are being done in flood-prone areas. So, speaking about people not being allowed to construct or people actually taking law for a ride, what are the examples which you as a town tenant are setting up? Particularly, I mentioned the institutions.
The university also distributed relief material among the needy. Many such events were organized inside the campus where people were given relief material.
NSS University of Kashmir تشو اکھ ادارٕ یِمن ہٕنٛز کٲمٕے چھِ خدمت خلق اللہ تہٕ یُس حالیات سہلاب یتھ سانہِ کٔشیٖرِ آو ییٚمہِ سۭتۍ گرہا تباہ و برباد سپٕدۍ ییٚمِکۍ نہٕ أسۍ ؤری وادن وُنہِ ہوش یِمو کینٛہہ چنانچہِ یونیورسٹی تہِ چھِ سمجھمٕژ کہِ ییٚمہِ ساتہٕ مُصیبتٕچ کانٛہہ گٔر آسہِ تتھ منٛز چھِ تمہِ ساتہٕ اَسہِ تہِ ذمہٕ دٲری سپدان کہِ أسۍ تہِ کرو اتھ روٚٹ أسۍ تہِ کرو کُنہِ قٕسمُک کانٛہہ تہِ راحت واتناونٕچ کوٗشش تِمن مُصیبت زدگانن
کہ تھوڑا سا سون عطیہ ہمدردانہ انسانی جذبس تحت یُس أسۍ وٕنکٮ۪نس چھِ أسۍ تۄہہِ کُن پیش کران یہِ کٔرِو تُہۍ قبوٗل اَمہِ سۭتۍ میلہِ اَسہِ اکھ جذبہٕ کہِ أسۍ تہِ چھِ تۄہہِ شانہٕ بشانہٕ کھڑا کہِ کٔشیٖرِ منٛز یُس یہِ اکھ قیامت ٲس یہِ آبُک سہلاب آو تٔمۍ کٔرۍ أسۍ سٲری مُتاثر تَتھ منٛز گوٚو کینٛہہ اَسہِ اللہ تعالیٰ سٕنٛدِ طرفہٕ چھُ مےٚ باسان یہِ ٲس اَسہِ اکھ آزمٲیش اَتھ آزمٲیشہِ منٛز آیہِ أسۍ سٲری ہٮ۪نہٕ ؤلِو دُعا کَرو کہِ اللہ تعالیٰ رَچھِ اَسہِ ییٚمہِ مُصیٖبت نِش برٛونٛٹھ کُن ییٚمہِ قیامتہٕ نِش یِژھِ آزمٲیشہِ نِش گژھِ اَسہِ بیٚیہِ دی اَسہِ توفیٖق کہِ أسۍ کَرو اکھ أکِس سۭتۍ شانہٕ بشانہٕ ہمدردانہ سلوٗک
چناچ یونیورسٹی چھُ آسان یہِ سمٲجی ریسپانسبلٹی تہِ واریاہ تِژھٕے ییٖژاہ کہِ تعلیٖم بچس دِنۍ چھِ یِم باقٕے اتھ حساس روزُن اتھ یِمن معاملاتن منٛز کہِ کٲنٛسہِ سٲنِس سماجس منٛز ما چھُ کُنہِ قٕسمُک تکلیٖف أسۍ ہٮ۪کوا کُنہِ طریٖقہٕ اتھ تکلیٖفس منٛز توتہِ یہِ شانہٕ بشانہٕ روٗزتھٕے توتہِ یہِ ہٲوِتھ کہِ اَسہِ تہِ ہسا چھُ امہِ تکلیٖفُک احساس أتھۍ ضِمنس منٛز چھِ یہِ مجلس آمٕژ وٕنکیٚنس منعقد کرنہٕ تہٕ یہِ چھُ بالکُل نہ حقیٖر نظرانہٕ اکھ تہٕ یِہوے احساسہٕ خٲطرٕ اَمے احساسہٕ خٲطرٕ کہِ أسۍ تہِ چھِ بالکُل تۄہہِ سۭتۍ تِتھٕے پٲٹھۍ یِتھ کٔنۍ تۄہہِ تکلیٖفس منٛز أسۍ تہِ چھِ تِتھِسٕے تکلیٖفس منٛز مُبتلا یِتھِس تکلیٖفس منٛز یِم حضرات سپٕدۍ یِمن یہِ سہلاب آو.
The university also organized many seminars, workshops, career counseling programs, and debate functions on a variety of topics. Here's a look at some of these events that were held during the past 3 months.
Would you just sit there and wait to die? Oh, I am a good citizen and I'm not going to take bribe. Would you do that? Come on, let's face it. Everyone will say to hell with moral values. I want to save my life.
Only those survive who are able to change themselves as per what the need of the hour is. In today's world, what generally people consider to be unethical ways to get one's job done, I consider them to be the tricks of the trade.
Let's rejuvenate our efforts to create a movement against bribery at individual level, for charity begins at home.
It's not important to win, but it's very important to participate, because by participation we can hear the different ideas of our youth, which is very important.
I must also place on record that it is not the winning and losing, it is ultimately the participation which matters more. We would always basically be organizing such type of events with the collaboration, with the cooperation of Dean Students Welfare. We have always been feeling that there is a sort of a disconnect between the university and the society as large, and then the educational institutions at various levels, be it higher secondaries, be it colleges.
We have a lot of talent in Kashmir, but only thing is that how you channelize it and how you chisel it.
We are somehow self-obsessed, and at every forum we start thinking that we are the most talented lot in the world. That actually is not true. In my 50 years of life, I have not seen any talent popping from any place. And what it has done to us is that it has somehow made us so obsessive about ourselves that we have never pushed ourselves to the maximum limits of our ability. Ladies and gentlemen, societies are recognized by the skill of their laborers. We import those laborers from Bihar. Skills of our carpenters. We import those carpenters from Bihar. And Biharis, incidentally, qualify 60% in their civil service examinations, but they never say they are talented. Somehow, we have gotten stuck to this word of talent, which I see no place. We are good, we can be even better, but this word has somehow kept us from becoming better. So we are supposed to actually work even harder.
We have completed, in fact, our intake capacity with all the formalities required for completing the admission in all the 3 branches of engineering.
We are also thankful to the Chancellor, University Council, who showed great interest in having this college. Without their support, it was not possible.
The University of Kashmir has the constituent colleges, but simultaneously he did a caveat also that this college has to be best in the Jammu and Kashmir state, and this is basically what are the challenges before us and what the challenges before the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dean Academic Affairs and others. With your support, with your cooperation, we know that we will basically rise to the occasion and then make this college as one of the best in the state.
The establishment of this college basically is a testimony to our resolve to extend our services to every sector of the community. The establishment of this college is a brainchild of many people, including a couple of previous vice chancellors, but precipitable orchestration, in my opinion, came from our previous vice chancellor, Professor Ali Muhammad Shah, Registrar Zafar Sahab, and Dean Engineering Bhatt Sahab.
As a matter of fact, the universities too cannot remain a closed circuit, unconcerned with the problems of the society. It was this recognition that we see the introduction of extension education in higher education system by University Grants Commission.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are conscious of the fact that university has three functions to perform. One is related to teaching, the other one is related to research, and then third is the outreach.
I am a personal proponent of the fact that the university mandate for societal outreach and social appeal is as important as the academics is. And in that context, the kind of excellent work DLL is doing, I believe they are brand ambassadors for the university. I am overwhelmed by the kind of programs they have taken over the last several years of their establishment.
As a law student, you have wide range of career options in front of you. Civil services, there are many officers sitting on the dais who will talk about civil services as an option. But I was going through one law commission report in which it was mentioned that we have 10 lakh lawyers in the country, and out of that only 20% of them are actually who are fit to be lawyers actually.
My job today is आपको उकसाऊं, आपको बता दूं कि सिविल सर्विसेज में आए. I will make a sweeping statement after this couplet. Sweeping statement is this: क्या आप सब IAS कर सकते हैं? आप सब, मैं फिर से दोहराऊंगा, you all can qualify IAS or KS for that matter.
Besides all these activities, Kashmir University conducted regular exams and held exams as well. To cope up with the time lost during floods, the university arranged additional classes beyond office hours and conducted exams on Sundays and holidays. Well, those were glimpses of some of the events that happened in the past 3 months. The main target of Kashmir University was to come on the normal track, and that has been achieved quite successfully. With this, we come to the end of this program. Before I take your leave, here are a few words of wisdom. Where facts are sufficient, arguments are useless.